The cold wind whipped across the empty road as 16-year-old Emily Carter walked home from school, clutching her worn backpack close to her chest. Her family's farm lay at the far edge of town, past the broken fence line where no one but her ever walked. She was the quiet type, the kind of girl who sat in the back of class, answered only when called upon, and went straight home to help her widowed father with the cows in the fields. Most days, she kept her head down, ignored the whispers, and tried not to let the laughter of others stick to her heart. But this day was different. As she turned onto the long gravel road, she heard the crunch of boots behind her. Her heart skipped. She knew the voices before they even spoke. Tyler and his group of friends, older boys from school, had followed her before, mocking the way she dressed in patched jeans and muddy boots, teasing her about being the farm girl who smelled like hay. "Hey, Carter," Tyler sneered, his tall frame blocking her path when she tried to step aside. "What's the rush? Don't you wanna hang out with us?" His friends circled around, snickering, their shadows stretching long in the fading sunlight. Emily's hands trembled, but she kept her chin low. "I need to get home," she muttered, trying to slip past. One of them grabbed her backpack strap, yanking her back. "Why so shy? Afraid we might get dirt on your little farm clothes." The others laughed, their voices echoing cruelly across the empty road. Emily's throat tightened. She thought of her father, of the long hours he worked since her mother's passing. She thought of her little brother waiting at home, who looked up to her. And she thought of the weight she carried, always being the outsider, always pretending the teasing didn't cut as deep as it did. But before she could speak, before the bullies could press further, a low growl rumbled through the air. From behind the fence line, two massive dogs leapt over the boards, Bear, a muscular German shepherd with sharp amber eyes, and Daisy, a mottled Great Pyrenees whose thick coat rippled in the wind. They landed with the force of thunder, their hackles raised, their teeth bared. The laughter stopped. What the?" one boy stammered, stumbling back as Bear snarled, lips curling over gleaming teeth. Daisy stood shoulder to shoulder with him, her deep growl vibrating like the earth itself. Emily's heart surged, not with fear, but with relief. They were her dogs, her protectors, raised since they were pups on the farm. They had never once failed her. The bullies froze, their bravado draining as quickly as their color. Tyler tried to speak, but his voice cracked. "Come on, we were just kidding around." Bear lunged forward just enough to snap his jaws an inch from Tyler's hand. Tyler yelped, stumbling so hard he fell into the gravel. His friends scattered like leaves in a storm, tripping over each other in their rush to escape. Emily didn't say a word, she didn't need to. The look in her dog's eyes, fierce and unyielding, spoke louder than anything she could have shouted. She walked forward slowly, calm but steady, and the dogs followed, never breaking their protective stance until the bullies were long gone, their screams fading down the road. When the silence returned, Emily knelt and buried her face in Daisy's thick fur, her trembling finally breaking free. Bear pressed against her side, nuzzling her arm as if to remind her, "You're not alone. You'll never be alone." That night, sitting by the fireplace, Emily told her father what had happened. For a moment, anger flashed in his tired eyes, but then he reached across the table and squeezed her hand. "You've got more strength in you than you realize, Emmy. And those dogs, they see it too." From then on, Emily walked to and from school with her head a little higher. The bullies never dared approach her again, but more importantly, she realized something far deeper. Strength doesn't always come from fists or shouting. It comes from standing your ground, knowing your worth, and having the courage to keep walking even when others try to knock you down. Her story spread quietly among classmates, not because she boasted, but because people noticed the change. Some even approached her with kindness, curiosity replacing mockery. And though Emily remained quiet, she no longer felt invisible. In the end, the message was clear. Sometimes, life corners you in the darkest places, but when you stand tall, with loyalty, love, and courage beside you, the world learns to back down.